All right, boys. Anything before we get into the South region? Because I mentioned so much, I might take this hoodie off.
This is too much right now. This is
Okay.
too much.
Okay.
Okay, why am I wearing this? It's hot in here. Eesh.
Let's get this baby going. Starting off
Do it.
in the South region, fellas, boys and girls, the number one overall seed. Might have been a surprise to some people. Not really surprised after we saw what happened on championship weekend, but it was the Alabama Crimson Tide coming in with the number one overall seed. And if we didn't watch last night, the first four, the Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islanders won, so they're going to be taking on Bama for the right to get their ass kicked. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. But here's the thing. Okay. I took the stats of Corpus Christi, right?
Sure.
And they were not bad. They had some so I wish I had it with me right now. It's all mixed up now. Sorry, my cards are all over the place.
Oh,
Wish I
all
had
mixed
it. I
up.
mean, I mean, but Corpus Christi, uh, they have,
Can you say
according to
that?
my stats, they
Can you
should.
say?
Like, if we're just basing it off of numbers, they should beat Alabama. Is that nuts? Is that
Uh,
nuts?
yeah. Well, you gonna pick them then?
Hey, it's happened. Only one other time with Virginia.
One time.
Everyone remembers that day,
Can
especially
you
Virginia.
can you say this team's name again?
Corpus Crispy.
like a like a Krispy Kreme?
My favorite cereal is Rice Krispies,
Oh,
Cocoa Rice Krispies. If you haven't had those, I recommend it.
Christie with the T. Okay, let's show the Islanders some respect. All right. I believe the only university that's located on an island.
Oh
Okay,
shit, that's
so
pretty sweet.
let's show them a little respect. But they're
I
gonna
can't
get their
forget
ass
about
kicked.
them. Forget it.
They're gonna get their ass kicked.
Yeah,
They're 350th in strength of schedule. How about that for the Islanders? 350th.
yeah.
Stuck on that. Next matchup is actually the first matchup tomorrow. It's a juicy one.
It is.
Our buddy Ben and his Maryland Terps are going to take on Bob Huggins and West Virginia. Do you think Bob Huggins can get it done here?
Oof. I think he can. He very well could. Bob Huggins is an awesome coach. I love West Virginia this year. They actually have five, if I'm not mistaken, it's five seniors. All starters are five seniors,
And the
including
sixth man's a
Stevenson,
senior.
who's Stevenson is very good.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going the other direction. I am picking Maryland.
Wow.
I'm picking
Okay.
Maryland on this one. I think Maryland has a better defense. I like Trace Young. Is it Trace Young?
Jameer. Jameer.
Jameer, sorry.
You thinking
Jameer
about
Young.
you think about Ice Trey in the NBA.
Ah, shit. Yeah, whatever. I totally forgot about it. Totally forgot about it. But yeah, I think Maryland has just a way better defense than West Virginia does, and West Virginia could score, but so can Maryland. And I think their defense is going to pull through. What do you think, Breezy?
You are correct. Maryland is a better defensive team than the Mountaineers, which is kind of surprising, knowing West Virginia's past.
True.
Uh, but I think also surprising would be to hear that, according to KenPom, West Virginia has the 15th ranked offense. I think people would be surprised to hear that one.
Definitely, definitely.
I we've talked a lot about Maryland on this podcast with our buddy Queef Ben Powell. I don't trust him. I don't trust him away from home. I don't trust him on a neutral court. Okay, Ben, you can give me those neutral court stats. Okay, I don't care. I don't trust them away from home. They're going down to West Virginia. First game tomorrow. We already
I like it.
differ. First game tomorrow. Someone's going to be pissed off. Someone's going to be happy.
I like it. I love that we have a little discrepancy here, and we definitely got to bring what's his name on Ben and talk about this
Oh, we
for a
will.
little special guest appearance.
That's a nice little Big 12, Big 10 right here. Big 12, and then you're wearing Big 10. So nice little conference battle there.
Oh yeah.
Moving on to the 5-12 matchup in the South, we got the fifth seeded Aztecs of San Diego State taking on the 31-3 Cougars of Charleston. Max, are you? Does the slipper fit for you in Charleston? Does the slipper
Oh
fit?
man, that I'll tell you right now that slipper is nice and snug, perfectly on their foot, and they're going to be
Oh baby,
dancing with Prince
oh
Charming. I'll
baby,
tell you right now.
first
Did I get that
Cinderella.
right? I don't even. I don't know.
Uh,
Yeah,
Okay.
I am going with the upset in number 12,
Oh,
Charleston.
baby.
Um, I got to tell you, Charleston is listen to this. Okay, rebounding, they're fourth in the league. Okay, they're fourth with
In the nation.
40.5 rebounds per game. All
In the
right,
nation.
points per game, they're 14th in the nation. Okay, points per game. All right, these guys know how to score. These guys know how to rebound. Their defense is at 67.4 opponents points per game. That's pretty low for a team that scores over 80. I'm telling you right now. And these guys are 8 players deep. There's at least 7 players that have about 18.8 minutes per game. These guys, 7 players, they're swapping them in and out. They're swapping them in and out. These guys they're gonna take down San Diego State. I think it's gonna be a tight game, but they're taking down San Diego State, boys.
Big upset pick by you there for Cinderella of the day. You bring out the minutes for Charleston. I'll come back with you and say there's 8 guys for San Diego State averaging over 18 minutes per game.
Nice.
I think the Mountain West Conference champions are getting a little disrespected, a little slept on. They're 14th at KenPom, 10th in defense, 14th in the net, 24th in BPI. I'm taking the Aztecs. I think they're better than people think. But at 31-3, Charleston, they could get this done. 320th ranked strength of schedule. They didn't play anybody.
I got a 228 strength of schedule.
Uh-oh. Looks like we differ big on that one.
228. That's what it says.
Looks like we used a different source. Different source on that one. I used ESPN.
ESPN. Strength of schedule. Where did I get mine? I think it's CBS. I think I got it from CBS.
Interesting. Okay. So we differ in that one also.
All right.
Moving on to the 4-13 matchup in the South. We got the Virginia Cavaliers and Tony Bennett taking on the Furman Paladins from the Southern Conference. Max, do you have another Cinderella here?
I got another Cinderella right off the
back
bat.
to back.
Both shoes, baby. Both
back
shoes,
to
both
back.
feet, back to back. We got a 12 versus 13 going into the round of 32.
Wow.
I have the Furman Paladins taking down those freaking Virginia Cavaliers. Virginia is boring as shit.
we've been saying this for 5 or 6 weeks that Virginia is just so damn boring.
Boring. You picked Virginia, didn't you?
I went back and forth on this one, boys.
Oh yeah.
But I ended up on the Paladins. I ended up on.
Oh, you went for the upset.
I went with the Furman Paladins. You can back me up on this, but I believe 82.1 points per game is 8th in the nation. 17.1 assists is 8th in the nation. They got the SoCon Player of the Year, Jalen Slauson, averaging 15.7 points, 7.1 boards, 3 assists, 1.5 steals, 1.5 blocks. Furman gets it done against Virginia. Fuck you, Tony Bennett. Fuck you, Kihei Clark. Go to sleep. Furman's moving on.
Let's go Furman. There's always that one team a year that you don't even know who. I never heard of Furman. I had never heard of Furman, and he made it lay. I'm like, look at heck yeah, let's go.
Hell yeah, let's go Furman. Go Furman.
Heck yeah.
Moving down to the bottom half of the South region, the 6-11 matchup. The Blue Jays out of the Big East, Creighton taking on the Wolfpack of NC State. Max, what you got here?
I think this is gonna be a pretty good game. Okay.
Sure.
Both teams can score. Okay. Terquavion Smith from NC State. He's for real. That guy can play. That guy can play. But I'll tell you right now, these Creighton Blue Jays are just a little bit better, in my opinion. I think that they I wish I could find the damn cards. Look at me. I'm all flustered. I'm just gonna
you're worked up. We need to pause. We need to pause this so you can get organized.
They're all mixed up. I knew I should have not had a discard pile bucket. Anyway, Creighton. I got Creighton moving on against NC State.
I agree with you right there. Ryan Kalkbrenner, big man for Creighton, is the back-to-back Big East Defensive Player of the Year. The big man in the middle is NC State ain't gonna be able to handle him. So I got Creighton.
Hell yeah.
Next matchup, the 3-14 matchup in the South. We got the Baylor Bears seeded 3rd, taking on the Gauchos of UC Santa Barbara out of the Big West Conference. Max, you got another Cinderella in this region?
You know, first of all, I know where Santa Barbara is. It's about 3 hours down the road. Kalani and I go there for a nice little time sometimes, you know, just to kick back, relax, you know,
Nice
have some
little time.
seafood. You know,
Okay.
Santa Barbara's a beautiful place.
Nice.
Beautiful place. But
Nice.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Baylor's too damn good. No way. No way. I think Baylor is slipping right now. They're slipping, but they're not losing to UCSB. No freaking way.
I can't disagree with anything you just said. UCSB, congrats to the Gauchos for making it, but we'll see you next year.
Yeah.
Next matchup, the 7-10 in the South. Missouri Tigers out of the SEC taking on the Utah State Aggies.
Yeah.
Max, what are you feeling in the 7-10 matchup?
Oh man, I love this game. I love this one. Have it on one of your TVs, one of the 4 TVs that hopefully you have as a quad. As that's something. There's only one time a year you should be doing that. One time a year you should be doing that. But I'm telling you right now, I think the Mountain West is a little underrated. All right. And I am going with another upset with Utah State over Mizzou.
Okay.
Utah State can shoot the damn ball. When I find their card, I will tell you their 3-point percentage.
Well, Utah State, I'll tell you right now, is 13th in offense according to Ken Palm, 18th in the net. And I agree with you that I'm taking the Aggies of Utah State over Missouri. You say the Mountain West is getting a little slept on, but you just had their conference champ getting beat by Charleston.
Damn right.
So are they? I don't think they're getting slept on that much. Then, if you got the champ going down,
found the card. Utah State. They are ranked. Look at this. Okay, in the league, they are at 23 in field goal percentage. Ranked 23rd
in the nation.
3-point percentage. They're ranked 5th. And then let's go free throw percentage. Might as well. So they're ranked number 31. This team is damn good. Utah State's very good.
Nice. Well, we both got them. We both got them in a 10-7. 10-7 upset. I consider it an upset. Do you agree?
Oh, absolutely. That's definitely an upset. I think a 9 over an 8's an upset.
I can't agree with that one. I say that's a coin flip. I call 8-9 a coin flip.
All right.
Last first round matchup in the South region, we got the Pac-12 tournament champions, the Arizona Wildcats, taking on the Princeton Tigers, the Ivy League champs. The size here is just going to overwhelm Princeton. Princeton ain't seen anybody like this. Smacking.
We don't have to talk much about this. Arizona is really good. They're really good, and they have experience. We'll be talking about Arizona later on today because I think they're pretty damn good. Arizona by far against Princeton. Not much more you need to talk about.
Blowout. Going to the second round in the South. I got Alabama, the top overall seed, taking on West Virginia. West Virginia is not going to be able to keep up with these guys. West Virginia doesn't have the next level talent that Alabama has. So Alabama is my first team into the Sweet 16.
Nothing more to say. I have Alabama taking on Maryland. Alabama is gonna they're gonna tear into them. There's no way that those Terps are gonna be taking down Alabama. No way.
Next matchup, I've got San Diego State, the Mountain West champions, taking on the Paladins of Furman. And I got San Diego State moving on. The Paladins, the slipper falls off, it gets stepped on and gets left behind. San Diego State moves on to the Sweet 16 for me.
Wow. So Sweet 16 for San Diego State. I have them losing in the first round to Charleston.
Yeah. But yet you say they're getting slept on.
I said the Mountain West, sure. San Diego State.
Like
I think they have a tough matchup against Charleston. I'm telling you, man.
We're
going to be talking about this tomorrow. When you're texting me. I got Charleston versus Furman. It's going to be an awesome game. I love this 12-13 seed game. Sexy. And I am continuing with the Cinderella story with Charleston. Charleston is getting to the Sweet 16 for me, baby. They get past San Diego State. they're beating Furman, or they're beating
Wow.
Furman, or they're beating Virginia. They're getting it.
Wow. Okay. Charleston going to the Sweet 16. I like
Sweet
it.
16, baby.
You know, you're gonna have to get a shirt. If Charleston goes to the Sweet 16, you're gonna have to get a Cougar shirt.
Why not a Final Four? You know, like that makes more sense.
Well, that's
Not
getting
happening.
greedy. That's getting greedy. Next matchup going down to the bottom half of the South region. I believe we both have Creighton taking on the Baylor Bears.
We do.
And I'll lead us off right here and say that I've got an upset. I got the Blue Jays taking down Baylor. Baylor's been a controversial team on this podcast, with me being much higher on them than you in the past. But the defense for Baylor is 104th according to KenPom, outside the top 100 defense for Baylor, and most of that is on the interior with the big man. And we just talked about Ryan Kalkbrenner being back-to-back Big East Defensive Player of the Year, but he also gets it done on the other side of the floor. I think Creighton beats him up on the inside, and we pull off a little 6-3 upset here.
Hey, I'm right there with you.
Oh,
I have Creighton
boys.
taking down Baylor as his upset. I think this is a lot of fun. Yeah, no, Baylor's been slipping, man. Baylor's been slipping down. They
I
lost
like
to
Baylor.
Iowa twice in a row, back to back. Man, I like Baylor. I think they're a great team, but it's not their year. It's not their year. They're losing to Creighton.
I like Baylor a lot. You mentioned our buddy Brad and his Cyclones getting a 3-game sweep on the Bears this year.
Wow.
All of them smackings. And I like Baylor, but I think Creighton takes them down here. Last second round matchup in the South. I believe we both have Arizona taking on Utah State.
Mm-hmm.
Utah State is being slept on, but they're not beating Arizona. I got the Wildcats.
We don't want to talk much further. I also have the Wildcats. I believe in Arizona this year. I think they have a really good team. I think it's different than in the past.
Arizona's really good. They are. Great coach, Tommy Lloyd. Speaking of Tommy Lloyd, I want to say because this is the second year he came from Gonzaga, and he has the most wins ever by a head coach in his first 2 seasons. So shout out Tommy Lloyd. Moving on to our Sweet 16 matchups in the South region, I got the 1-seeded Crimson Tide of Alabama taking on the Mountain West champs of San Diego State. San Diego State ain't seen boys like this. Alabama's moving on to the Elite Eight. Alabama, when the boys are balling, the shots are falling, as somebody once said on this podcast.
So I got Alabama versus Charleston. Now I know you're all wondering right now.
Cougars.
Did Cinderella get picked up in a carriage or in a pumpkin?
Oh, well, you tell me.
Well, I don't know where I was going with that. I got Alabama beat Charleston. I had nothing else to say about it. Bama's going to smash them. Charleston's going to have this awesome run. They might have this great game in the first half against Alabama, but Alabama's going to turn it on.
The Cougars with 3 losses on the season. That's very impressive. I don't care what conference you play in. 31-3 is a very good record.
Heck yeah.
And a Sweet 16 run would be awesome. But
yeah. We
both have Alabama coming out of the top region of the South, so we can agree on that one.
Sweet.
On the bottom, I think we both have Creighton and Arizona. Do we not?
We do. Same thing.
We have Creighton, Arizona here. Going to be some big men banging in the paint. And body to body right here. Creighton, 13th at KenPom, 17th in the net, 15th at defense. Creighton, I might be a little underseeded as a 6. Might be a little underseeded. But I'm going Arizona here, Max. I'm taking Arizona to go to my Elite Eight over Creighton.
Man, Creighton, this is a fun story with them as far as my story as them in my bracket. They're a fun team. The Big East is pretty damn good this year, but I think Arizona's too good. They're really good. That's all
They're
I gotta say.
huge.
How many times I gotta say good before you get the memo? Okay, Arizona's got it.
Arizona's huge. Tubelis is 6'11",
Tabelis.
245.
You know he has a brother on the team too.
Oh,
There's
I did
two
not.
Tabelises from Lithuania. Two
I didn't know
Tabelis.
that. I didn't know that.
I think the other one's
Tabel
a sophomore, if I'm not mistaken.
okay. Tubelis is 6'11", 245, while Umar Balo is 7 foot 260. Now that's got to be the biggest front court in the nation. It's got to be the
Oh,
biggest tandem in the nation. And
a lot of boards. A lot of boards.
even though Ryan Kalkbrenner is 7'1", he's not going to have enough help down low.
No.
So that sets up both of us have a South regional finale of the top two seeds. We went chalk here. I see Alabama and Arizona, the top two seeds, making it to the Elite
Totally.
Eight. This is a juicy matchup, Max. What can you break it down for me?
Oh man, these matchups. Oh, geez, I was sweating trying to pick this one. Because Arizona, guess what? They scored a little bit more than Alabama. They
Sure.
assist the ball way more than Alabama, but Alabama out rebounds them by five rebounds a game. That's 5 extra possessions. That's a huge one. Defense, Alabama's a bit better, but the shooting, oh my gosh, the shooting from Arizona is at 49.6%. So that's third in the league. These guys shoot at a very high percentage. 3-pointers, they're 17th in the league. And two big dogs. We already talked about them with Tubelis and Balo, but in the experience, it makes me want to pick Arizona. I'm looking at this, I'm like, damn it, I want to pick them. Their experience, they're 6 players deep, and they have 6 guys that are at least a junior or a senior. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a deep team compared to Alabama that only has 2 guys that are junior or senior. That's it.
Yeah.
I gotta second guess this when this is over, but
You
I
flip
have
flop it?
Alabama. I have Alabama beating Arizona. I know I just hyped up Arizona so much because I think I'm gonna change my pick.
I see the experience. The experience factor is definitely in Arizona's favor. Alabama starts 3 freshmen and a sophomore. Like Alabama's young, but Alabama also probably has 3 first-round draft picks.
Oh,
In Brandon Miller, Noah Clowney, and Jaden Bradley could all go in the first round. Brandon Miller in the top 5. Speaking of Brandon Miller, I think he's the main headline of this region. I think that's I guess he's been accompanied with security and he's getting threats already. So I don't know if that's going to play into Alabama's performance on the court. But if I can throw my 2 cents out there, I don't believe he should be playing. He we if you don't know, you can go back on YouTube, the Don't Tell Mama Sports podcast. We went in depth on this situation, the fatality in Tuscaloosa. He provided the murder weapon that ended up killing a woman, and without him, there would be no murder that night. So I don't believe he should be playing. But with that being said, when the boys are balling, the shots are falling. I'm taking Alabama to win the South Regional, move on to the Final Four in Houston as the number 1 overall seed, led by Nate Oates and Brandon Miller.
I think it's a fun game. I could see it going either way, but yeah, I think Bama's really good. And if nothing changes from that story that you just brought up, Cobrizi, that no new breaking news from that situation, I thought in mid-season when this happened that it was going to mess up the team. These guys they just continue to win.
They do.
They haven't lost in a while. So
yeah.
Well, 3-game win streak, but they
lost on the last Saturday at Texas A&M, but they already had the conference locked up.
Yeah.
But we both have the Alabama Crimson Tide moving out of the South Regional and going on to Houston in the Final Four.
Hell yeah.
I just got an announcement real quick, boys. Got a tall boy down. We got a Don't Hassle the Hef, a nice Hefeweizen from Westbound and Down Brewery. It's in Idaho Springs, Colorado, about 25 miles west of Denver. Smooth Hefe, easy 4.25 out of 5. Westbound and Down Brewery, Idaho Springs.
Tasty.
Tasty.